High kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First high kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First high kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First high kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First high kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First high kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
First high kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone. That is a touchdown.
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone. That is a touchdown.
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone. That is a touchdown.
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone. That is a touchdown.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fans Only Sports live broadcast here of Division I high school hockey here in the state of Rhode Island from Lynch Ice Arena in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. The Moses Brown Quakers will host the East Greenwich Avengers. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Chris Heatu, bringing you throughout tonight's gameplay. From every shot on net to every save, I will bring you through the journey once again between the Moses Brown Quakers and the East Greenwich Avengers. Both teams coming into the matchup looking for a victory tonight that would be crucial towards their season. Division I really starting to get into the thick of it. It is February. By the end of the month, we will have a very clear picture of how the playoffs will look. So, of course, both teams fighting to get themselves a spot in this year's classic that we get to witness every single season. Of course, the Avengers were there throughout the whole thing. Quakers were for part of it as well. Avengers made it all the way to the finals, but they have been on a 5-game losing streak. They sit at the bottom half of the division currently at 3-7. The Quakers also sitting at the bottom half of the division. So both teams trying to continue to climb up a very tough mountain to get themselves back in the conversation for the postseason. Of course, I will have the call tomorrow night as the East Greenwich Avengers take the journey to Woonsocket to go ahead and play the Mount St. Charles Mounties. That place at Adelard is never an easy place to win a game. But of course, the Avengers, they are a team that's definitely looking to get back in the saddle. And what a better way to do it than tonight. And for the Quakers, obviously, a victory would also mean very good for their season. It could potentially mean a spark of something later on in the year. But of course, both teams have concluded their warm-ups, and in just a moment we'll be able to get to meet each and every one of them for tonight's starting lineups. And we'll skip the pregame intros and go right into the playing of our national anthem. And with that slap of the stick on the ice, that means we are all set and ready to go from Lynch Ice Arena here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Before we get started with the festivities of tonight's action, we'll get a word from tonight's game sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Joseph Lammy, 696 Reservoir Ave in Cranston, Rhode Island. For consultation and information, visit josephlammy.com. Joseph Lammy, attorney at law. And then finally by RR Elite Recruits, with access to 3,000 schools and 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For high school athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by visiting RR Elite Recruits. Go to www.rreliterecruits.com to sign up for more information. And with that, we are all set and ready to go. Our starting lineups are on the ice. Close to 10 past 9 here, and we are all set and ready to go from Adelard. Or excuse me, Lynch. Getting ahead of myself in the schedule. And we are underway from Lynch Ice Arena. As the Quakers take the initial face-off, O'Farrell will deflect it back to the neutral territory. That time, the 15 of Dorley trying to play some keep away. Sonny Arsenault will have to come up and deliver it back to center over towards John Kiernan. Now the 12 of O'Farrell trying to shift around these Avengers. Of course, the last time we saw these two teams face off, the Quakers faced off against the Avengers in December at Burrillville in the Burrillville Holiday Classic Tournament. The Quakers won the matchup 3-1 after the Avengers scored 15 seconds into the game and were unable to do so ever again. The Quakers walked away with a 3-1 victory in that one. So, looking for a little bit of revenge as the Avengers dumped that one in. And of course, for Quakers and Avengers fans, we all know last season the Quakers were knocked out of the postseason because of East Greenwich. And that was the final game that I was actually able to call in this one between the two teams. Garneau, he takes a shot on net, and the save made right at the point of attack with 13:49 to go. Starting in net tonight for the Avengers, Noah Shaniga. And, of course, on the other side is the 31 of Camden Lucier for the Quakers. Quakers already have a couple shots on net. They've been able to start off pretty hot here in the beginning of this one. Wrapped around the end board. London trying to get one, and they do! Shot, score! Quakers strike first in the beginning of this one off the 16 of Gabe Mamdani. Let that train horn sound as the train of Quakers fist bumps all their teammates on the benches. Gabe Mamdani putting the first one up, and the Quakers take a 1-0 lead at the start of the first period. At center, Healy brings it across the blue line. That time, Mike Tober trying to put the stick down. And at center, Rush back to center. Trying to get it up to Tober. Scampering across. Healy under the legs for Tober. Mike Tober! Shot, score! They're going to call the goal good. And just like that, the Avengers will answer back quickly. And that's once again the 9 of Michael Tober. We're all knotted up at one apiece, ladies and gentlemen. One shot, one goal. The Avengers find themselves back in it. Quick answer, not even, I want to say, 20 seconds after that goal. It was under 20 seconds that the Avengers were actually able to answer and get on the board. Quakers take the face-off at center, the lead to O'Farrell, who will dump it in, trying to give some leeway for Feldman. Feldman has Dorley on top of the puck. At center, giving a little bit of a lead that time in the zone. Getting shoved off his mark was Nicholas Regnante. Feldman, to that time Baxter. And all the way up to center under the legs of O'Farrell, and Tim Madden will end up letting this one escape him into that corner. Chance right in front of Shaniga, had to block one off. And the defense there, cleared back to center. Travers, he'll dump this one in for the Quakers. The deflection off the boards. A good movement there by Aiden Agarwal. Agarwal. He'll cross the blue line. The defense was there in the slot. Garneau will make up for it. Shaniga to block that shot. We'll go into that far end. And it's going to end up coming all the way back as we get an icing call on the floor with 12:08 to go in the first period of action. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Joseph Lammy, 696 Reservoir Ave in Cranston, Rhode Island. For consultation and information, visit josephlammy.com. Joseph Lammy, attorney at law. By RR Elite Recruits, with access to 3,000 schools and 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For high school athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by visiting RR Elite Recruits. Go to www.rreliterecruits.com to sign up for more information. Wrapped around the other way that time for Cole Wilson. Wilson and Chase, and that time Andriozzi giving it off in front, and Both skaters for the Avengers were unable to get any extension on the shot. Andriozzi knocked to the floor. And trying again to get it down shelf to Andriozzi. And at center, Mamdani getting a little tied up there. He couldn't corral the puck. Madden sends it back the other way to neutral ice. And taken up by Mamdani and over to Garneau. The puck ricochets, becoming displaced. And Andriozzi will clear it back to center. A nice steal from Andriozzi as he takes it across the blue line. A chance. The shot bounced off of Lucier. And ultimately taken away by Bethune. Bethune to Garneau. Intercepted that time by the 5 of Cale Dunwoody, who wraps it around. Carney behind the net, taken away by O'Farrell. Owen O'Farrell across ice. Thought Garneau was still in the play. Carosi came out, and the Avengers will take the puck. Garrett Carney, that one off of Lucier. And wrapped around back to center to Carosi. It's taken away that time by the 19 of Chase Piscalis, who'll dump this in. Lucier was looking like he was coming out of the box, and he's going to stop that one for the save. .10:27 to go in the first period. We're all knotted up at 1-1. And at the point of attack, this shot coming down a little wide to the right. That time the 6 of Rush. Around the backside for Travers. Travers giving up towards Pollard. And this one coming back into the zone. Avengers starting to get a little more aggressive with their chances. And at center, Madden. Matt Madden off the end board and dumped in. Travers being pushed that time from Kiernan and deflecting it off the glass, still in play. Piscalis, that time over to Madden. Madden really having to lead a man there, and the Avengers will dump it in. A couple of skaters from the Quakers came out of the box to make some contact as it's sent away. And Mamdani trying to get the lead on Shaniga, and Shaniga makes the wise decision to glove this one up. 9:34 to go in this first period. Of course, weather not being kind to anybody this weekend. Of course, we're seeing wind chills that make the temperature really feel a lot colder than it actually is. We're sitting at 0 degrees here in Pawtucket, and wind chill makes it feel like -17. And a man in the box now for the Avengers. They'll be down a skater as the Quakers go on the power play. At center ice. Carosi back to Farrell. O'Farrell. Leading Aiden Agarwal. Agarwal trying to get under the defender that time of Cale Dunwoody. And taken back the other way by Casey. And the Avengers will clear this one. O'Farrell. Just under a minute and a half to go on the power play. Leading pass to Carosi. Carosi. The puck escapes him, and the Avengers take possession. That time Kiernan will clear it up to center ice. Trying to chase it up there is Sonny Arsenal. And O'Farrell once again through center. O'Farrell taking a chance right in the stomach of Shaniga. And the Quakers keep the possession. O'Farrell trying to find that one, and the Avengers come up with a clean puck. So we got under a minute to go on this power play as Lucier will stop it. Bethune. Kyle Bethune. Treks across center. Behind the back. And the lead to O'Farrell. And he dumps it into the zone. Dorley the first to meet it, and he clears it again. Quakers struggling on the power play. They've only had a couple of shots on their resume so far on this first penalty. And they'll try one last push. Gunnar London. He dumps that one into the zone. Shaniga sends it behind the cage. Garneau tried to extend the stick. It ricochets to the right side. Mamdani. And And now back the other way. The Avengers playing some dangerous keep away right in front of their cage. Mamdani sends it behind. London tying up Pascalis. And the Avengers survive the power play, but still have the offense in the zone. Joe Andriozzi was the man in the box. That time, Casey wrapped around to center. Joe Andriozzi, he has to beat Travers. Max Travers, what a play defensively. And the Quakers survive a breakaway attempt. Garneau, lead to Mamdani. Gabe Mamdani having to chase after it. Garneau, and it deflects off the defender back to center. Agarwal. He'll dump this one in. Casey trying to chase this, or Dorley trying to chase this one down. Garneau, Mamdani. And now Dunwoody the other way as it's cleared up towards center. Wilson, Cole Wilson to Agarwal. And poked away that time from the 21 of Nicholas Rignante. And at center, Mamdani. Gabe Mamdani trying to lead into the zone. Just about under 6.5 to go in the first period. We're still knotted up at 1 apiece. A shot off of Shaniga. And it wraps around to the far end. And puck poked out of play as it goes into the visiting bench with 6:18 to go. And the face-off at center. That time, Rush. Rush shepherding. That time over towards Bethune. Bethune shuffles it across back to Pollard. Pollard with the dump in. Casey taken away by the Quakers. Wilson or Rush behind his back. Rush pokes it over that time to Pollard. Right in front of Shaniga, and a great job of seeing what was coming. Ever since the penalty, the Quakers have really taken advantage of the momentum swing. They've really had a good amount of pressure on this Avengers goaltender. Avengers have gone quiet ever since then. They're definitely going to need a little more energy to find themselves back in the game. That time, Madden. It's wrapped around to the near side to center. Travers. Up to center to Carosi. And here comes the Avengers. That shot over the top is Sonny Arsenault. Took a chance. It was too far over the top. Trying to find it behind Travers at center. It escapes past that time, taken by Madden. And dumped in off of John Kiernan. Stopped in time for Baxter. And dumped in again by the Avengers. Taken up, intercepted by Baxter. Trying to lead it to O'Farrell. It's dumped into the zone. Dorley trying to play ahead of O'Farrell. And at the top of the zone, Wilson. It's taken away here, the 19 of Chase Pascalis. And Agarwal comes in defensively to make a stop at the top of the zone. Carney, this one right in front of Lucier. And he makes an excellent save that time. 4:47 to go in the first period. We're still knotted up at 1 apiece, and it's just been a good back and forth so far. Of course, the Avengers trailing by 5 shots on goal to the Quakers. And we'll see which team can answer back first. And of course, once again, the weather permitting, we're nice and warm up here in the press box. Not really sure how it's going on out there. Of course, it's been a very cold, windy day, and we hope everybody has a nice, warm place to stay and is able to stay warm during these very cold times, weather permitting and such. But of course, hockey goes on still late in the night. Up to center, and we're going to get this one called back as icing is the call on the floor. We'll step aside for a moment to get a word from our sponsors at Precision Home Lending.
Want to close your home purchase or refinance faster? Contact me, David Delbonis, at 401-487-7379, President Precision Home Lending. Trust the experts and we'll make your loan experience amazing.
Back in the thick of things. Behind the net. Shepherded back to center. And puck tossed towards center as Healy takes it. Giving it off that time up to center over to Tober. Tober had the goal earlier in the game. Travers trying to escape, and he runs into his own teammate in the process, and we're going to get another penalty charged to the Avengers as Mike Tober's called for a cross-check. So the Quakers will go on the second straight power play tonight, and the face-off will start in the Avengers zone. And this one's going to last until about 1 minute and 51 seconds are left on the clock. So the Avengers are going to have to do their due diligence to kill this penalty off twice. Quakers can capitalize here and take a lead. At the top shelf that time, Agarwal, O'Farrell, this one off of Shaniga. And puck ricocheting to center. Healy, Mike Healy, trying to use good stick handling. That one off of Lucier, and a great save. Agarwal navigates to center. A leading pass to Carosi. Carosi gave it back to Agarwal, and we got now a back and forth between the boards and the ice. And this one cleared up to center. O'Farrell taps it forward. Carosi back to O'Farrell. O'Farrell winds up for a hard slap shot. Shaniga will catch the ricochet puck just in time with 3:07 to go and 1 minute 17 remaining on the power play. And we'll face off down in the Avengers side of the ice. On the face-off, Travers to stop it. Shaniga will ricochet the puck to the left, and it's cleared to center by the Avengers. Killing off more of this penalty. Travers, he lost his footing, didn't realize he had someone behind him, and O'Farrell comes in to help him out. O'Farrell through center, through 2. Can he make it past 3? He does. Keeping the play alive, Carosi coming in to assist. Will Carosi. Off the boards to Garneau. Garneau in this one nearly coming back to center as it does. And Quakers keep the play alive. Only 30 seconds to go on the power play. And they commit an icing call with 27 seconds to go. It's definitely not the situation they wanted to be in. Here in the late first period, the Avengers have been doing such a good job at bending but not breaking, only allowing 2 shots on each power play so far. However, we can see the Quakers are leading in the shot category. Quakers take the face-off. Agarwal to Garneau. Garneau back to center. Deeks through 1. Garneau from that left wing off of the back glass. And the Avengers will take it up through center, and the puck becomes displaced. Gabe Mamdani, not much time to work with, trying to find that hole. Garneau trying again, and falling a little bit out of sync. The Avengers are back to full strength. That shot from Agarwal deflecting off the defense, going back down the other way, still in play. Bethune getting tied up in the process, and now taken away by Piscalis. Behind the back that time. Ooh, a hard hit there, Tober. Around the back, right in the slot, and Piscalis couldn't get the extension. And an icing call to help out EG. Minute 21 to go. In the first period, and we're still knotted up at 1-1. Taken behind the net. Travers, Carosi. Throwing it all the way back down the other way. And puck still in play. It was touched by an Avenger. No icing. Play continues as Arsenault takes it across. Arsenault, this one right in front of Lucier. A great job stopping the puck down with under a minute to go. 57 seconds to be exact. Off the face-off, the Avengers. This one a little wide, but on net. Wrapped around the backside. Garneau shuffles it towards center for Carosi, but couldn't find the connection. Cale Dunwoody takes the chance off of Lucier save. Push to the floor. Nice hard hockey hit. And the Avengers continue to push the puck back and forth. Displaced Bethune. Off the boards, and now London. Taken away by Carosi, or Mamdani. London. Hard to see in that side. And the Quakers will dump this one in one more time. And that'll all but do it for this first period. After one, we're all knotted up at one apiece, as both teams managed to find the back of the net at least once. We'll be back in just a moment for the start of the second period. You're watching Fans Only Sports Network. The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Let's try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell.
Welcome back for the start of the second period here at Lynch Ice Arena. Just 3 minutes past 9:30, and the score all tied up at one apiece. Taken away that time by Kiernan at center. Taken off the bat of Casey. And this one deflected into the zone. Sent back up to center ice under that time. And now the 18 of Casey will send this one in. Up to center, Carosi for the Quakers. Carosi trying to get it around Madden. And this time Baxter will take it at center. The lead to Bethune. And Bethune has it intercepted from Casey. O'Farrell. Owen O'Farrell. Nice deke. That shot off of Shaniga. And behind the net, Baxter sends that one down. Feldman with the dump around. Sacrilades to O'Farrell. And Shaniga will make a save, and play will be stopped. Off the face-off. Taken behind the net. Under the legs of Sacrilades. And taken away that time by Jack Travers. Travers sends this one behind the backside. Vasilis Sacrilades back to the near side. And it's dumped up to center. That time Rose. Trevor Rose trying to get a hold of it. Rush unable to assist. And that time, Travers trying to gain possession. Andriozzi up to the top shelf to Dorley. Dorley off the defense. It was right in front of Lucier. Somehow knocking the puck off to the left. And the Avengers took a chance that nearly ended up being a deflection into the net. Andriozzi somehow couldn't get that shot off on his knee. Very tough position for him, though. You got to give him credit for trying to finish the play. And this one sent all the way back down. And the arms are up. Nope, no icing. They come back down. Line change coming for both sides. Up to center. And on the near side, Garneau will take it away. Garneau, Agarwal, taken away now by Nick Rignante. And up to center. Trying to lead Mamdani. It's taken away by Cale Dunwoody. And Lucier will end up finding the puck in his clutches with just about 12 and a half to go here in the second period. Agarwal sends it up as Madden will give it up to Rignante. Onto the legs, and now taken away that time by Carney. And Garrett Carney couldn't handle the displaced puck to Arsenal. That time to Rignante. This one into the far corner. Mamdani will shepherd it behind the cage. And shuffled back to center. And now Garneau. Ethan Garneau. This one deflected into the zone behind the net of Shaniga. Garneau. And too many Avengers there. As they dump it to the far side, excuse me. A chance in front for Garneau, and it's shut down. A good leading pass by London into the slot. This one goes over to Pascalis. O'Farrell. Owen O'Farrell, a good chance. It bounces off the defenders. Good positioning. And now Will Carosi onto the floor. This one right into the chest of Shaniga for the save. So we'll face off down in that end. O'Farrell getting a little tied up, but O'Farrell will take the chance, and Shaniga. Great awareness there by the man in the net to glove that one up. Of course, Shaniga taking up the reins from Cole Barron, who last season was one of the most spectacular goaltenders that we got to witness here in the state of Rhode Island. And we got a stoppage of play immediately. And it looked like O'Farrell was being given a stern talking to by one of our head officials. This one wrapped around to the far side. Quakers causing some trouble, and so are the Avengers. They dump it around to the near side. It stays in the zone off of Baxter. Both players tied up in their own respectiveness. And now Carosi all the way up to Travers. Travers taking the chance as Shaniga was covered up. Somehow the puck didn't reach the net. And this one's going to come back the other way. Line change coming for both sides. Travers. Max Travers, cross ice, a good lead to O'Farrell. Owen O'Farrell, and yep, Carosi caught across the blue line. He tried to maneuver his way across, but O'Farrell was unable to bring the puck, was unable to stop his momentum before crossing. at the neutral floor. It's pushed into the Avengers' side and ultimately taken away by Dunwoody. Dunwoody all alone, his team right behind him. This one over the top of the net. Sacrilades. And poked back into the zone, taken away, and we get a whistle. That's going to be an offsides call. Dunwoody touched the puck before it crossed the line, so it will be called offsides. Bethune to Sacrilades. Sacrilades getting tied up by Madden. And now Cale Dunwoody pokes back the other way. Piscalis. All the way back to center, over to Garrett Carney, and now to Sonny Arsenault. Sonny Arsenault takes a shot off of Lucier. And now Travers. Stopped in time and sent up to Piscalis. Piscalis, it went under the skates of his teammate. And it'll go back down over towards Lucier. Another one at Lucier, and this one's still in play, but he'll end up gloving it up anyways with 9:08 to go. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Joseph Lammy, 696 Reservoir Ave in Cranston, Rhode Island. For consultation and information, visit josephlammy.com. Joseph Lammy, attorney at law. And then by RR Elite Recruits, with access to 3,000 schools and 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports for high school athletes looking to play at the next level. Be seen by visiting RR Elite Recruits. Go to www.rreliterecruits.com to sign up for more information on that far end. Now the 17 of Madden over to the 5 of Dunwoody. And stopped there. Excuse me, that's the 15 of Dorley, Peter Dorley. In the zone, a hard check, and we're going to get a whistle. That's going to be a rough. The Avengers are going to get called for their third straight penalty, and this one going to be to Michael Tober. It's his second penalty of the game, and so he'll hit the box 2 minutes. So the Quakers, third time's a charm, as they say. With 8:45 to go, they got 2 minutes with an extra man and have a chance to take the lead off a power play goal. The Avengers have only allowed 2 shots on their 2 previous power plays, so we'll see if the Quakers can turn that around. On that near side, and it's cleared back towards center ice off of what appeared to be the 10 of Joseph Andriozzi. Oh my goodness, Mike Healy with a big hit on Sonny Arsenault as he was trying to take the puck out of the zone. Or excuse me, that was the 7 of Aiden Agarwal. This one dumped back in. Lucier stopping it for Garneau. Ethan Garneau, a deke inside, trying to keep it inside. He's pushed off the mark that time by the 18 of PJ Casey. And the Avengers will clear it again. Well under a minute and a half to go as Travers meets the puck with Arsenault on his back. Arsenault playing some good PK, with some good PK ability. And now O'Farrell has it poked away from Piscalis. O'Farrell slow to get up. And this one dumped back in. Minute to go on the penalty. Carosi. O'Farrell trying to slap the stick down to tell him to throw it, pass it to him. And the puck sent back the other way. Up to center. Bethune. Across under the stick of Mamdani. And we're going to get the icing call there. 39 seconds to go on the penalty. And this time around, the Quakers haven't even been able to get a shot on net. Andriozzi told to leave for Nicholas Regnante to take the face-off. Andriozzi takes a shot, this one off of Lucier. And still in play. This one shuffled up towards center. Travers continues the trek. That one to Baxter. Baxter went under Travers, and this has just become a very tough, sloppy back and forth. And the Avengers are back to full strength. They've killed off another power play, the third straight. Through center. O'Farrell. Owen O'Farrell trying to find the opening, and he couldn't come away with it. Jack Travers takes a chance off the back of the net. Carosi back the other way to Travers. Travers checked into the boards, and Piscalis can't get it back to center. Max Travers. And it's still in play. Baxter across in front of the slot, and Jack Travers couldn't find his extension there. O'Farrell with a good check. And taken away off the man he checked. Back to center. Garneau will take it away after the puck became displaced for a moment. Garneau trying to take advantage of the line change. Garneau. And this one shuffled across to the far side. London trying to get it to Mamdani. Arsenault. And missing on the pass was Dorley. Garneau. And it's wrapped around up to that center ice. Agarwal. Intercepted by the Avengers. Piscalis. This one deflecting off of London. Gunnar London. Trying to lead it forward. It's dumped in. Just about 5 minutes to go, and we're still knotted up at 1 apiece. Quakers, nobody there on that left side, and this one going to hit the ceiling, out of play. And we'll face off on that left side. Carosi, this time it's the 19 of Rose at center. Good lead for John Kiernan. Kiernan giving it off to Piscalis, and they're going to call him offside. And we'll face off in neutral ice. And it's dumped in. Arsenault giving it that time to Kiernan. Arsenault trying to get something set, and it was not a good pass to Dorley. And Matt Mann going to have to backtrack here. This one dumped in. And icing called once again. 4:40 to go in the second period. Both teams have fallen silent since the early moments of the first period where things got all knotted up. And since then, they've had opportunities, but not wide open ones. It's just been good defense that we're seeing from either sides. As the face-off is given off to center. Under the legs for Andriozzi or Tober in this case. Mike Tober will take it. Tober takes the shot. That one off of Lucier. Another one. And the third time it couldn't be extended. Another one coming. And Lucier will glove that one up cleanly. That time the 18 of PJ Casey took a shot. 4:21 to go in the second. Still no answer from either side offensively. On the face-off, Andriozzi, this one bouncing off of Lucier. Avengers getting a lot of shots on net late in the second as they finally climbed the ladder to get on top of the shot category. London as Tober pushing him off, and this one coming the other way. A lot of snow gathered up in front of the benches, as Andriozzi will have it here. Shuffles it down the floor. At center, getting a little tied up was Andriozzi. Aiden Agarwal. He'll dump it in, and the Avenger's going to get called again. Got swiped under his body, pushed to the floor. And the penalty going to be charged that time to the 18 of P.J. Casey. So he's called for interference. And with 1:45 left, the Avengers will be back to full strength, but this is the 4th penalty they've committed of the night. Quakers, can they let this one go away for the 4th time? This one dumped in. Madden. This one back to center to O'Farrell. O'Farrell. This one gloved up by Shaniga, still in play. Up against the boards, and we're going to get a penalty this time against the Quakers. As that time you could see Jack Travers was holding the guy to the floor. That's obvious interference there. And he costed his team an opportunity to try and take a 1-goal lead potentially. So more stoppage of play. And 1:34 to go. And the 21 of Jack Travers hitting the box. That's going to be a rough he'll be called for. So we got a quick officials timeout. However, there's not going to be a penalty charged, or there will be. He's just locked in. So it's 2 minutes locked in. And they'll take Maxwell Travers. So we've got 4-on-4 hockey for the next 1:34 seconds. And then the Avengers will go on their first power play. The first penalty committed tonight by the Quakers. That time Bethune getting it to O'Farrell. O'Farrell treks through center. A deke to the right. Cuts to the left side. O'Farrell gets some assistance that time from Bethune. This game becoming much more physical, as either side is really trying to just get into the other's head. Carosi. Will Carosi behind the net. And he'll start his slow move up that time to Bethune. Bethune, he's pushed to the floor. Play still in there. Agarwal, Shaniga didn't even know where the puck was. And we finally get a stoppage of play. And some more extracurriculars down on that side. .48 seconds to go until it becomes an Avengers power play. And we'll face off on that right side. And now Owen O'Farrell comes off the floor and out of the game for now. Not sure if they removed him. But this one ricocheted to the left side by Shaniga in the net. Mamdani over to Travers. Travers winds up for a shot, and Shaniga will come down with it. 2:21 to go. And now it appears O'Farrell will come back around. So he is still in the game. You can see him behind the protective glass potentially. And that one right into Shaniga again. Quakers really winding up for some hardcore shots late in the game. On that near side, a good lead for Sonny Arsenault. Arsenault takes the shot, and it'll ricochet to the left off of Lucier. Agarwal back to center. Aiden Agarwal being pushed off his mark a bit. Good move by Mamdani. Taken away. The Avengers D does its job. And this one shuffled back to center. Arsenault, it gets past him. Arsenault trying to get around Bethune. Bethune doing a good job escaping, getting the puck, and the Avengers are back to full strength and have 25 seconds on their power play remaining. And counting. At the top shelf. This one shuffled across, intercepted in the slot. And the Avengers will miss the opportunity to potentially take a chance with the man down. Madden to Piscalis. Chase Piscalis went under the stick that time of his man. And the Quakers are back to full strength officially. On the near side with just about a minute to go. Travers getting tied up. This one under Feldman. Taken at center. A good lead for Tober, and Tober is going to be called offside with 54 seconds to go. He was across the blue line before he could actually touch the puck. And so we'll face off again at center. And with that face-off, the Avengers take it. And it's dumped in. Still at neutral ice. Andriozzi to Madden. Madden, the lead that time to Healy. And it comes back to center. Carosi trying to play keep away, or take the puck away. Andriozzi playing keep away that time. That time to Tober. Tober pushed to the floor by O'Farrell. And he's going to hit the box now going into the third period. Owen O'Farrell just got back into the game. And he finds himself into the penalty box. And that's going to be called for a rough. So 28 seconds to go, and this penalty is going to carry over into the third period. Arsenault, this one over the top of the cage. Andriozzi trying to shuffle it around the defenders. And right in front, there was a perfect chance. Andriozzi, that one a save by Lucier. And Lucier will stop it again with 10 seconds to go left in the second. Travers. And this one's out of play. On that far side. This one at the top. Trying to take a chance, and Lucier will glove it up just as we get to the end of the second period. We're through two, and we're still knotted up at one apiece as the Moses Brown Quakers and the East Greenwich Avengers, both looking for another win on their season, continue to deke and duke it out here from Lynch Ice Arena. We'll step aside while that Zamboni works its magic on the ice surface and be back for the final period of regulation Score 1-1 as the Quakers and Avengers head into the third tied, and we'll be right back here on Fans Only Sports Network. The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher, shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
The ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot
Right kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Right kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone. That is a touchdown.
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone. That is a touchdown.
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Gonna try a kick, goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher shot, score!
Cornell down the field, end zone. That is a touchdown.
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
And we welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen, to the third and final period of action, potentially from Lynch Ice Arena here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. The score all knotted up at 1 apiece between the Moses Brown Quakers and the East Greenwich Avengers. And with that, we are back in the saddle. We are underway. Avengers on the power play as Owen O'Farrell is in the box, 2 minutes for roughing. And with under a minute and a half to go on that penalty that started late in the second period, the Avengers will start their trek. Andriozzi, too much of a lead that time for John Kiernan, and they get called for icing with 14:40 to go. We'll get a word from tonight's game sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Joseph Lammy, 696 Reservoir Ave in Cranston, Rhode Island. For consultation and information, visit josephlammy.com. Joseph Lammy, attorney at law. And then finally by RR Elite Recruits, with access to 3,000 schools and 80,000 coaches across 38 NCAA sports. For high school athletes looking to play at the next level, be seen by visiting RR Elite Recruits. Go to www.rreliterecruits.com to sign up for more information. And we get another whistle to stop play, as that time the helmet of what appears to be the 4 or the 8 of Ethan Garneau is taken off. And not sure if a penalty is going to be charged here. Officials discussing things over to see what the determined ruling will be. Right now, there's only 59 seconds remaining on the power play, and nothing will come of it. We'll face off back at center. Avengers still on the power play. And they'll take it. Tober. Cross ice that time. Shuffling it way downhill, and this one going to come back. Avengers haven't really been able to make anything of their power play so far. 47 seconds remain on the penalty, and they still haven't been able to trek down the ice cleanly. And behind the net, Arsenault has Feldman or Travers on his back. And that one given up to Andriozzi. This one under the skates that time of P.J. Casey. And Casey pulled off his mark. Healy, and now under the skates and back the other way. Shaniga to make the stop as the Quakers get a change after clearing the puck. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Back towards center. And Feldman will dump this one in. This should effectively clear off the rest of the penalty. And the Avengers have no shots on net to show for it in this period. This one touched back the other way. And now Moses Brown back to full strength. Good chance to make a play before O'Farrell gets involved. On that near side. Travers. It's wrapped around off the back end. Arsenault. And now Andriozzi trying to get it past Baxter. And we're going to get a whistle there. As that was Aiden Rush that actually was the one. And he's going to get called for the penalty. So Aiden Rush will hit the penalty box and give the Avengers another power play, and it's going to be for a rough. So give 2 minutes in favor of East Greenwich. They have another chance to gain a power play goal. Both PK units have been extremely effective tonight, neither allowing a power play goal thus far. To the top shelf, this one to Casey. Casey, downhill that time to Dunwoody. Dunwoody giving it to Piscalis. Cross ice to Arsenault. And now over to Kiernan. Kiernan getting tied up. Arsenault takes a chance, and it deflects off the defense. O'Farrell trekking it through center. And that one going right into the glove of Shaniga. It's still in play. Off the back end. Now to the near side. And through center. Piscalis. Good chance, and Kiernan had no extension whatsoever. He's going to take another try. This one off the mark. Arsenault stops it against the boards. Now to Kiernan again. Kiernan, not a lot of room to work with. He'll dump it off. Piscalis. Piscalis rips one. This one off the backboard. Casey. Casey down that time to Arsenault with under a minute to go. Arsenault a little wide to the left. And Carosi, he'll clear this puck down there for the Avengers. Shaniga to stop it. Behind the net for Casey, or Piscalis. Back to center. Right in front of the home bench. Arsenault. To the top of the zone. Piscalis with the dump in. Arsenault back the other way for Andriozzi. Arsenault. Now to Tober behind the back for Madden. Madden taking a chance. That one will find the back of the net. A power play goal for the Avengers. And give credit to the goal that time to the number 7, Sonny Arsenault. And the Avengers finally break through the tie and give themselves a 2-1 lead with 11:26 to go in the third period. Just a great setup. The Avengers were able to do their due diligence, took a ton of chances, but their second shot of this power play ends up finding the back of the net on Lucier. Quakers, last weekend, we saw them here on Saturday down 3-0. They somehow managed to climb back in late in the game and tie things up, and the game stood as a tie. So, of course, they're looking to replicate that, but potentially walk away with the win this time around. This one dumped back in to that near end. Travers trying to gain the zone is Madden as it's wrapped around to the near side. Up towards center, and we get a whistle for icing. 10:57 to go in the third period. And so we'll face off. back end, and scorebox official still hasn't even had the clock start running as play has continued thus far. Play's still ensuing, and finally the clock starts moving. All the way back to center. And we'll get a stoppage. To the near side. Madden. Back to him. Madden. Onto the legs of Feldman through center. Arsenault. Sonny Arsenault. He had the goal just a moment ago to the top shelf. That time deflecting off the defense as Dorley took a chance. O'Farrell up to center to Feldman. Feldman trying to cut into that left side. Getting tied up. Looks like he's nearly hooked. Avenger can't even get the stick free, and the puck travels behind the net anyways. Back to the near side, and this one dumped all the way down, and we're going to get an icing with 10:04 to go. We'll step aside and get a word from tonight's game sponsors at Precision Home Lending.
Want to close your home purchase or refinance faster? Contact me, David Delbonis, at 401-487-7379, President Precision Home Lending. Trust the experts and we'll make your loan experience amazing.
Back in the action. Back the other way as Travers will meet it. This one to Garneau. Garneau, this one displaced as he finds it again. Has Dunwoody on his back. Travers down ice. Garneau now. He'll give it to Baxter. Travers at the point. Travers sends a shot off of Shaniga. In that far corner. Now the near. And now on the far end. Dumped right towards Shaniga. And another icing call. And we'll face off on the Quakers side of the floor. And this one coming back the other way. Casey. He'll dump it around. And stopped. Nearly a good position for Mike Healy to make a play. And O'Farrell keeps it on the near side. This one sent behind the net. Madden over to Casey. Casey back to center. And another icing call. Large exchanging of icing back and forth. 8:50 remaining in the third period. As we're getting close to the end of this one, the Avengers trying to hold on or potentially add on another one pretty soon in the next 5 minutes. If the Quakers can't seem to gain any points, they're going to have to talk about pulling Camden loose here. Rossi trying to 360 and send that one towards the net, or 180 I should say. And this one sent back down towards Feldman and intercepted by Chase Piscalis as he takes it up for East Greenwich, giving it to Arsenault. It bounces off the stick as Travers, and now Travers having to chase it down. Travers off the back end over towards Baxter and Carosi. And one coming down from the 15 of Peter Dorley. On that left side, Kiernan. And Feldman, this one in the air. Arsenault brings it back down to the floor in play. Piscalis back to center. trying to get back onside. That time to the 17 of Matt Madden. Now to Piscalis. Intercepted by Feldman as he dumps it in, and now Piscalis will find it one more time. Up to center, deflected off the back end of Arsenault's stick. And now Max Travers trying to play some keep away from Arsenault. Backhands it to center, and now that time Dunwoody couldn't find a hole with it. And this one's dumped in. Just about 7.5 to go. Shaniga makes the stop with the puck. And it'll come back downhill. Good movement there by the offense. A good chance. This one deflects off the top of the net. Or the top of the face mask of Lucier's. That time it was the 23 or the 21 of Nicholas Rignante. And now Aiden Agarwal. Poked back the other way. And back to center. Garneau. Ethan Garneau. Cuts back to the inside, now to the right. He's pushed off the mark and leveled. This one wrapped around to that far end. Mamdani. And now Casey pushed off the mark. This one sent back to center. Healy, Mike Healy, cutting across ice as Andriozzi shadowing to the right. Healy. And that one off the mark at the top. Casey off of Lucier, still in play. Bethune will dump it off the back end. London using the glass to the advantage, and this one coming all the way down, and we'll get icing. Or no, we're still playing. Still in play. Dumped back in by the Quakers one more time as Casey will take it. Casey off the back end. Back towards center for Healy. Mike Healy. And he dumps this one in. Lucier having Tober come on the left, and he'll send it back up the boards. And Arsenault playing some keep away from Will Carosi. Taken off the mark, and Travers took a shot on net. And a collision right in the backside. I'll stop play with 5:45 to go late in the third. As the puck hits the floor, it's taken up. Oh, a leading pass that was taken away by Travers at center. And it's taken across the floor, and we got an arm up. Arm down now. We thought a delayed penalty was coming. O'Farrell. Shaniga will glove that one up. And back in the action on that far end. It's dumped. Nope, it's still right in front of the benches, but somehow the Avengers come up with it. Healy trying to bring it across right under the 5-hole. And the Avengers add a third to their lead. The 20 of Mike Healy puts up the Avengers' third goal of the evening. It was just a great, lazy shot that somehow found the opening under the pads of Camden Lucier. And now the Quakers face a 3-1 deficit with just 5:08 to go late in the third, and the Quakers will call a timeout. We'll take a break, but the score with 5:08 remaining, the East Greenwich Avengers lead the Moses Brown Quakers by a score of 3-1. We'll be right back. And oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up, and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
In, fires, deflected, no, rebound, score!
The handball shot off the post, score!
Try to kick. Goes in!
Taken away on a stretcher. Shot score!
Cornell down the field, end zone! That is a touchdown!
In and oh, the ball's loose. He'll cough it back up and he'll get across for the touchdown.
Oh, Rodriguez rolls out to his right, throws it back in the end zone, intercepted in the back of the end zone.
Comes in, fires, deflected.
Welcome back to the third period after the timeout. And we'll face off at center ice. Quakers called the timeout just after the third goal that was scored by East Greenwich moments ago by the 20 of Mike Healy. And the Quakers look to hopefully make an adjustment late in the game. Last Saturday when they made that adjustment, they managed to put 3 goals to tie the matchup up, and Shaniga makes a big save before that puck could cross the threshold of the net. So under 5 to go. And we'll face off at neutral ice. And back to center, Arsenault. It's led into the zone for Kiernan. Kiernan couldn't come up with the puck. That time the 14 of Max Travers was on the floor in front of it. And this one's dumped back in, past Kiernan. Travers. He'll dump it back to neutral ice. And sent up towards center. Arsenault, and some peskiness there from Baxter. And now Madden giving it back up to center. Arsenault. He'll dump it in. Kiernan. Down to the far side for Carosi. Carosi getting it past Arsenault. Now to Feldman. Trying to get it to O'Farrell. Arsenault has it poked away. Kiernan keeping it in the zone, wasting more time. Quakers want to have a chance to try and pull loose here, but they haven't really looked in his direction yet, the coaching staff. This one dumped in. Sent back up for Pascalis. Trying to get around Garneau. Garneau poked it back into play. Under 3.5 to go now. Back to center. Andriozzi with the empty netter. They pulled loose here in an effort to try and get one back, but it didn't matter. Joseph Andriozzi found the hole behind the defense, and the Avengers increased the lead to 4-1. It was a risky move, a ballsy one. And the Avengers make the Quakers pay for it. 4-1 the score now. With under 3.5 to go. And we'll face off back at center ice. Quakers looking at this point like they've taken a lot of the starters off to give them some rest on that far end corner. Taken away by the 6 of Aiden Rush. Rush. It's poked back the other way somehow, and Cale Dunwoody now giving it off to the 21 of Nicholas Regnante. Regnante takes the chance. It's deflected off of Lucier, still in play. Regnante has it, and Lucier will have to stop the play. Carosi in that far corner. Carosi back to the near side and to center. Mamdani tries to gain the zone. Casey will dump it away and back to center to the 15 of Cole Wilson as it's dumped in. And still in play in front of the away bench. It's dumped back the other way. Casey back to center. Carosi with the takeaway, that time to the 19 of Rose. Whole lot of pushing and shoving right in front of the penalty boxes. And this one going over to Wilson again. It's dumped in. And under the stick of Shaniga into that near corner. Casey pushing Rush off his mark, and now that time Wilson trying to get it over that time to Rose, Trevor Rose. Shaniga letting that one go to the far corner. Mamdani trying to give his team at least one more setup opportunity to potentially get one back before the end of this one. It's dumped in by Plum. Plum being pushed off the mark. Sacralades struggling. And Baxter, or Rush, getting caught up. Really bad there. And at center, Casey bringing it across ice for the Avengers. PJ Casey. And taken underneath that time. And Lucier thought he had to sit on it, but puck still in play with under a minute to go. Casey with Sacralades on his tail, and Rush on that near end now. Arsenault. Sonny Arsenault. Cross ice as he was trying to get the 15 of Dorley. And now Travers. He'll take it up back to center. Travers under the skates of a defender, and he's checked to the floor. That's just been an example of how the Avengers have played the Quakers in today's game. It's just been a good go of things for them. Right in front of the bench. Another hit. And the puck's still in play. Ref's just going to let this game run out. It's getting pretty late at this point. So it's just a few minutes past 10. Or 10:30 for that matter. And one last opportunity to take a chance on net. And Lucier will make the save as time expires. Final score of the game, 4-1. The East Greenwich Avengers defeat the Moses Brown Quakers right here from Lynch Ice Arena in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. It was a tied game from the start of things. 1-1 was the score until we hit the third period. And 3 unanswered by the Avengers to finish off the night. Thank you all for tuning into tonight's matchup, once again between the Moses Brown Quakers and the East Greenwich Avengers. It was a good one throughout, and of course we hope all of you stay nice and warm during these times, but we'll be right here bringing you the action from these very brutally cold ice rinks. And of course, stay warm tonight. Final score of the matchup, once again, the Moses Brown Quakers 1, the East Greenwich Avengers 4. Thank you all for tuning in to Fans Only Sports Network, and we will catch you all on the next one.